I got stabbed on my ass by a guy.
I should've listened to my mama. Mama's really right. I should've listened to my mama. Yeah, mama, no.
Hi everyone, I hope everyone's well and keeping safe in this cold climate. Before I get into this madness, can you notice anything different about me? Is that different? Because I'm a year older. I'm 22. Do I look it? I feel like I do. I genuinely feel like I've aged. Thanks to everyone who wished me happy birthday, and thank you for all the support. It does not go unnoticed. It's really warming to see like people supporting me and my channel, and yeah, it's so heartwarming, so thank you. As you can see from the title, I'm about to tell you one of the, not even the craziest, but one of the craziest things that's happened to me. It was mad. I got stabbed in the butt. I got stabbed on my ass by a guy. I feel like that's what makes it worse. It wasn't even another girl that stabbed me. It was a guy. A guy pulled out a knife and stabbed me in my ass. To be honest, I wasn't gonna share this story because it's really like personal and it was very traumatic, and it still is. I feel like it's something that's never gonna leave me and I've had to really heal from. But I've decided to go ahead and share it anyway because I feel like this story and all the other mad things that I've experienced have definitely shaped me into the woman, because I'm 22 now, into the woman that I am today. I feel like the more I share with you guys, then the more you kind of get a feel of who you're subscribed to. Even if you don't know me personally, you can kind of know me, do you know what I mean? You guys can get to know me more and know like just me, innit? You get to know me basically. I feel like a lot of people can relate to my experiences, and also if anybody wants to reach out and speak to me about my own experiences or their own similar experiences, then I'm always here to listen, okay? Your mama's always here. Anyways, right, so if you watch my intro to my channel video, then you know that I'm from Hertfordshire, which is kind of like, I guess, a rural / suburban part of the UK. So whenever I need to go and do like a shopping spree, I will go into the city and do my shopping there because it's just got loads more variety and I won't get charged ridiculous prices for something that should not be charged at that price. Because living in Hertfordshire can be very extortionate sometimes. Like a kebab is like a tenner. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's the same in London, but a kebab is really like a tenner. In fact, that's even the mediums, do you know? It's a lot, it's a lot. I can't even get a kebab without breaking the bank. So I go into London when I need to do my shopping. On this particular, ooh, out of focus. All right, so on this particular day, I'd made plans with my friend to go shopping in London, and I'd not seen her for a while. In fact, I'd not seen her for like 2 years. So she wanted to go do some shopping and I wanted to go do some shopping. So we were like, yeah, let's link up and go to London and do some shopping and have a catch up. And it started off as a really good day. I'm not gonna lie, it was really nice. We was laughing and joking, catching up, obviously doing our shopping. It was a really nice day as well. So we were dressed for the weather, you know, sun's out, buns out, all that. Yeah, I wasn't too exposed, but I was dressed for the weather, we shall say. So we'd met at the station and we're just walking down the high street, doing our shopping. We've done a bit of shopping at this point. We're walking down the high street, minding our business, laughing, joking. Bearing in mind, we'd not seen each other for 2 years, so we were really engrossed in our conversation. We didn't even notice that there was a group of boys across the road. It was a kind of road where we were on the pedestrian side, then there was like a middle bit, then they're on the other pedestrian side. 2 guys jogged across the road, like they jogged to the middle bit, then they stopped obviously, then they jogged like to our side. So they jogged across the road to the side that we were on, and they were closely followed by the rest of their friends. I would say that there was around 6 of them. It was a big group of boys and they were just intimidating kind of thing, like they were just posted. Me personally, I get really awkward when that happens to me, and I avoid it happening to me to the point where if I see someone, if they're looking at me especially, I will avoid eye contact. I'll pretend to be on the phone, or I will just not cross their path. I feel like it's the same for a lot of girls as well. For me, when it's a group of men, it's just way worse. It goes from feeling awkward to just complete anxiety. I won't go anywhere near that area. I will turn around and leave. If they're still posted when I try to go back, I will come back another day. I've had bad experiences, especially like with this one, where to this day, I'll actually just avoid men in the street. It's very nerve-wracking for me, and I don't feel like it's just me. I feel like it's a lot of females who literally don't even want to be on the same side of the road as some guys because it's scary. Men can be scary. I feel like the most unfortunate part of the story though, I feel like it could have been avoided if we noticed them. If me and Barbs had noticed them, we would have been like, shall we cut? Shall we turn around? Anyway, so Barbs was the one that noticed them first, because obviously I was on the inside of the pathway and she was on the outside. I'm 5'4" and she's like 5'8" or something, so I really just couldn't see. So when she noticed them, she was like, oh my days, you mama, look over there. And I was just like, oh my god, seeing these two joggers, that's what we're gonna call them. I see these two joggers coming across the road. I'm like, oh dear. And I'm just like, dear, oh dear, like, because you know when I was just like, oh. Anyways, so she was probably as intimidated as I was because these guys were in winter clothes. By the way, this was last year, literally around this time actually. It was on the 25th of May, if I remember correctly. It was on the 25th of May. It was a hot day that day, yeah. And these men were out in winter clothes. I think one of them was even wearing a bally as a beanie hat on his head. And I was just like, it doesn't make sense. Are you not hot? Are you not in the same conditions that we are in? Because they were really dressed for winter. So anyways, the two joggers had reached us. They just did the usual, yo babes, like where you lot from, what you doing in this area, the small talk. But they weren't rude with it. They weren't even making any advances really. They were just being friendly and being nice. So we were just being friendly and being nice back. And then during the small talk with the joggers, the rest of the guys, we're gonna call them the runners. They weren't running, but we're gonna call them runners. As we were just having this small polite talk but still shutting it down kind of thing with the joggers, the runners have already arrived, like, and I can't explain what they were like, but they were like backup dancers. I can't explain it. They were like these two guys as backup dancers, so they were just echoing and just moving like they were. But for example, one guy complimented my earrings. One guy said, oh, I like your earrings, they're really nice, hoops, yeah. And then the runner goes, hoops, yeah. Like, it was that kind of thing. They were just backup dancers, and I was just like, the conversation didn't even last a minute. We were just, I don't even know what it was. It was just small talk, literally small talk. It was very clear to them that we weren't interested, so they also kept it moving. They were like, have a nice day, gave us some advice on what shops to go to, and said, see you later. The backup dancers, the runners, did the same, followed them like they were their tails. The two joggers had like 2 tails each. You would really think the way that these men were behind them, like that they had tails, you would think these men were their tails like attached to them, like it was like that. So they went across the road, everything was fine. Me and Barbs did say to each other, and again, I always think at this moment, if I had left, it wouldn't have happened. But really and truly, it would have happened anyway. I guess. But it's God's plan, in it. But anyways, we did think about like, should we go? But then we thought no, because they were just really polite. They didn't say nothing like, oh, your butters anyway, like, because some guys do move like that. No one was rude. They were all very polite and kept it moving, took the hint, everything was calm. So we just thought, yeah, let's carry on, because we had things to do. Well, Barbs had something to do in a barber shop, and so we went to the barber shop. And I was just sat there. I was so glad as well, later on I thought about it, I was so glad I went in that barbershop for 2 hours and charged my phone, because then I wouldn't have had no phone when the situation happened. Alright, so me and Barbs were in the barbershop, and one of the runners that was, you know, part of the boy band, one of the runners who was doing our backup dancing for the joggers, he was just, because basically, this is, okay, let me set the scene again. The barbershop was like, I don't really know how to measure yards, but it was just up the road from where we'd been speaking to the joggers and the runners. The barbershop is like a glass window, you can see through it, so you can be on the other side of the road, and if you're looking into the window, you're going to see what's going on inside the barbershop. So when we're in there, I didn't even realise till maybe like an hour in, one of the joggers had been watching us the whole time. He was really stood there watching me the whole time, like he didn't have no business standing on the wall with his leg up all like. I didn't realise until like an hour in, and when I got up in the barbershop, to look in the mirror. My friend just told me I had something in my eyelash because I'm actually such a messy eater. I got up to go to the mirror now. I'm just getting this bit of food out of my eyelash. And obviously as I'm going to sit down, I see the guy, one of the runners, is just posted, just looking through the window. And I was like, okay, I think I'm too nice. The guy's obviously not standing there watching me the whole time. Like, I need to get off my high horse, yeah. So I sat back down. I'm just chilling. Another hour's gone past and Barb's ready to go. Anyway, so we've got up to leave. The guy's really coming across the road. So I'm just like, I do get a bit paranoid, especially because not just this situation, but it's happened to me before. Better to be precautious than to not think something and then later when it happens. I like to have my guard up with everyone. I'm gonna call this runner that was across the road and is now, by the way, on the pedestrian side as we're getting out of the barber shop. We're gonna call him reckless, because this guy was reckless. He was so reckless. He needs, I don't know what he needs, but he's reckless, so we're gonna call him reckless. Reckless clearly is like the ringleader of the runners. I feel like he was anyway. So we came out of the shop now. All this time I'm just feeling really awkward, especially when I got up to get that bit of pasta out of my eyelash and this guy's all looking. I was like, oh my god, he's coming to get me. I was feeling really awkward and I was really intimidated because I just knew he was onto me. I knew he was gonna come and say something, and he did. He's literally outside on that side. It's like he was waiting for me the whole 2 hours. I've come out of the barbers now. He's just there, and what made it worse was that, this is gonna sound bad, but what made it worse was that he was my height. I would say he was 5'6" at the most. He was 5'6" at the most. And he was just looking at me, and the thing that made it worse was that when he was looking at me, it's not like I was like this. Like, I was like dead looking in his eyes. I don't know, it just made it more creepy. I don't know, I feel like if I was like this, I would have just been like, yeah, and just kind of been able to avoid eye contact. But this guy was really like this, and we were really like doing a proper eye contact. And when I was doing this, he would just be like, and I'm trying to go home, and he's just all like, yeah. I was just like, whoa, like this guy is short first of all and creepy. All the while he's like, yeah, where you going? He's saying things that he thinks is a compliment, but it's creepy. So when this guy's all like, oh, like, come on, like, let me get your number, I know you got Snap, I know you got this, I was just like, listen, I actually don't use social media. And then he's just like, nah, yes you do, yes you do. And my friend was trying to defend me, like, leave her alone, she's got a man, she's gay, like just talking anything to make him leave me alone. But this guy was just getting more rude. He said something to my friend that was really rude, like saying, oh, why are you trying to get, like, basically get in between this? I was thinking, I want her in between this, like, what? Do you know what I'm saying? I was like, this guy, I don't understand it. Like, you can clearly see I'm uncomfortable and you're still pressing. It doesn't make sense. I made a mistake of saying, I've got to get back to Hertfordshire, so can you let me leave, please? He was all like, what? What? You're from Hertfordshire and you're in my end and you think I'm going to let you go that easy? I feel like he would have held me hostage if we was in a dark alley or something bad would have happened to me, worse than what did. You don't think this is fate? Like, man's talking about fate. I can't even remember what he was saying, but he was saying a lot. Like, he was saying a lot. And anyway, so my friend got fed up and she's like, listen, leave her, we gotta go. It was a lot. Maybe it doesn't sound like a lot, but it was a lot. It was a lot. Bearing in mind, the guy was in a jacket. Yeah, he just looked like shit. He looked like shit, yeah, and I was scared. I was actually scared. Anyway, so after he's rude to my friend and he's like, oh, why are you trying to cock block, blah, blah, blah. As if he was the... This guy's on to me. He was on to me. I feel like that phrase, on to me, was coined by the situation because this guy was on to me. Like, he was like marking my every move. I could not get away. It was scary. It was very scary. Oh, we're walking off now. We're walking towards the bus stop. I'm thinking, yes. We got out of that situation. Now we can leave the ghetto and I can go back to Hertfordshire and just relax. I can finally go back to Hertfordshire where I belong and get out of this ghetto. As I'm walking to the bus stop, all happy, feeling relief, this guy has grabbed me by my waist and pulled me towards him like we're in the club. Like he's trying to dagger me or something. I was like, what? Instantly, like, it was just impulse. Like, instantly, I turned around, slapped him, went mad, started cussing him. I can be polite and nice and not rude, but from when you're touching me, that's actually sexual assault. You can't touch me like that if you don't have consent. Don't touch me when I've told you I'm not interested, I'm trying to go home, and you're still pursuing me and then putting hands on me. He deserved that slap. I don't care, he deserved it. I can't even. So I've turned around and cussed him out, and I was being obnoxious with it as well. Not obnoxious, but I was being very rude with it. I was angry, and I was very angry, and I said to him, if you think, yeah, that, I think this is maybe what made him stab me, to be honest. When I turned around and I slapped him, I didn't just slap him, I said a lot of things there, which wound him up. He definitely deserved it, because he was really weird. So then I turn around after giving him a piece of me. Don't touch me. Who do you think you are touching me? I turn around and I'm walking away. And the next thing, I can't even explain it. I was actually doing gymnastics. I vividly remember roly-polying. And I can't roly-poly, so I was just like, what? And then the attack was like, probably like 10 seconds long, maybe. But he stabbed me a few times. And he was aiming for my ass, which is really weird. I was thinking that because later on I was actually just joking around with my friends, and I was saying like, he wanted a piece of this cake and he couldn't get it, so he cut it for himself. And that's actually what it was. Really and truly, the guy was trying to ruin my best asset. No, but on a serious note, he actually stabbed me in my left? Yeah, he stabbed me in my left bum cheek. And then he stabbed me in my hand. And then he stomped on my hand and stomped on my head. It was actually really vicious. It was really vicious. It was really bad. I don't even know if you can hear, but to this day, I don't even know if you can hear anything. But, oh, my hand just like my wrist here is really like fucked. So I can't even explain it. I can't actually do much with it anymore. It really hurts. So when I'm picking things up, if there's a lot of weight going on my thumb, I literally can't I can't do it. Like basically my thumb's kind of like handicapped. Yeah. After that, well, during that actually, during the attack, my friend's screaming because obviously he's got a knife. I don't blame her. She's all like and then his friends have come across the road and actually helped me and been like, what the fuck? One of his friends have banged him and been like, what are you doing? Shaking him up. Then they've cut out and I'm just like, I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because I don't even know. Like, I don't know. It's really bad. I laugh at the like really bad situations. I just start laughing. I think it's like, I don't even know, but obviously it's happened now and I'm just like, obviously I wasn't like that, but I was like, the only word I can say is shocked. In fact, yeah, the hospital did say that I was still in shock when I was even in the hospital. But what happened was, I'd got up and I just felt really dizzy and I was like, I feel really dizzy. Nothing hurt, nothing, I didn't feel any pain. But then my friend was just crying. She was crying and crying and she was going like, look at your jeans, look at your jeans. So I've turned around, I've looked at the back of my jeans. Luckily I was wearing black jeans and they were tight, so they were actually holding my blood. But I've looked and there's like a big slit in my jeans and then there's just blood everywhere. At this moment I was literally like, oh my god, like I just got stabbed. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I couldn't believe it.
Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
So after that, my friend was just like, she obviously called an ambulance. But before the ambulance came, the police came. Everyone always says to me, why didn't you call the police and identify him and da-da-da. The police would not have helped me because when they came to the scene, they were asking me like, have I got anything on me? Was it gang affiliated, da-da-da. I'm thinking, do I look like I'm in a gang? Other than the fact that I'm black, do I look like I do anything gang affiliated? Anyways, so there's blood all over the floor. At this point, I'm still not really crying. I'm just like, I just got stabbed, guys. Like, this is really weird. And I just kept touching it and I was thinking, nah. I was just thinking, nah. Like, I was like,
listen, Bobs, it's fine, babe. Like, we're gonna be fine.
And she was just like,
Yeah, we're gonna be fine. Don't worry, I got you.
Her top is covered in blood because she's trying to, they told him to like tie it up. She's tied up my leg. Getting the ambulance now, and then I can't explain it, but it just hit me all of a sudden. And I just broke down. I started crying. I rang my mum and my dad. I spoke to a couple of my friends, and then I took the camera out. I got my Snapchat out and I was like, oh, I've just been stabbed. I'm gonna put the videos in here, but I was just like, I was in tears, mate. That NOS was doing wonders for me. That laughing gas was really helping. I was nice about it at first, but then it got too much and I had to tell him to move from me. Look what he's done. I'm walking away. I turn my back, I walk away. He stabs me in my bum cheek. Do you not think I'm gonna make it?
I think you'll be just fine.
Oh, this NOS makes my voice go so weird. I've added this picture so you can see how the police followed me everywhere and were harassing me for a statement. I'm not willing to write a statement at all.
That's fine, that's your choice, but obviously I need to... Why do you not want to give us a statement? We have to take your clothes, because you can't wear them anyway.
Yeah.
Trousers are gone.
Do what you need to do, but like I've said, you've asked me for consent. I've said no, I don't want to take a statement. I want to get patched up and I want to go home. Sorry, love.
It's fine. It's obviously...
More sorry
it's
for
your
myself,
choice.
not even sorry
Okay,
to
so
you.
quickly before the next clip, my jeans had to be cut off in the ambulance because it would have been too painful to remove normally. But when I got to the hospital, the police demanded that they took the rest of my clothing. Obviously, I refused because I felt there was no need because I wasn't given a statement. But then they forcibly removed my clothes and literally stripped me on the ward when I just had stitches. It was so obvious they were trying to humiliate me.
They ripped me out of my clothes. I'm actually going home naked. A few days later, my stitches ripped, so I couldn't sit on my bum for like a week really properly, and then the stitches kept opening. So anytime I would do this and like sit down, the skin would stretch. And I was really lucky because the doctors even said that if it wasn't for all the fat in my bum, it would have hit a tendon or something they called it. It would have hit a tendon and I would have probably died. So if I had no back off, basically I wouldn't even be here to tell the story. It was a very brutal attack. This is my protection, alright?
Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
Anytime I sat down, the stitches were split open. Then I had to go to another hospital and get them properly done. I told them about my wrist, and to this day they said there's nothing wrong with it, but I know for sure there's definitely something wrong with it. Like, I'm only speaking about this because, like I said at the beginning, it just makes you guys kind of know me better. Like, there's a few stories actually that I have. I just feel like I'm just not for YouTube. I couldn't even go into them even slightly. It's all just a bit mad. I live a crazy life. It's quite difficult for me to speak about these things, but when it's in front of a camera, it's actually not that bad. It's kind of like I'm talking to myself. I did blame myself. Like, even though it wasn't my fault at all, I just felt like, oh, if I had have not worn this, or if I had have not gone there anyways. And it's just like, I can wear what I like. It was a hot day. I shouldn't have to feel like I can't go somewhere or do something or even walk past someone and not just be left alone, like to just do my thing. And that's sad. That's really sad to me. Another reason I didn't really want to do my story time was because with me, I laugh at things that aren't funny, and like I think it's like a way that I cope with things. So I'll be telling someone a really mad story and I'll just start creasing, and it's just like, it's not even funny. So I don't really want to do that on camera. I think I've done alright, to be honest. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, get at me on my socials, let me know what you guys think, or let me know if you've had any similar experiences with anything that I've touched on in this video. And stay safe, guys. Watch out for my next video. It's not going to be a story time. It's not going to be like any of the previous videos, but it's going to be lit, okay? Like me, I'm going to give you guys a clue on what it's going to be on. Right now, actually, let me turn the camera around. It's going to be something to do with... It's going to be something to do with that. Okay, it's going to be something to do with me and my ethnic origin. Listen, anyone from Gambia is a winner. There's going to be bare things that I'm going to talk about on the Gambian side of things. Like, for example, we invented jollof, by the way. Yeah, Gambians and Senegalese people, we invented jollof rice that's dispersed into other countries, and they ruined it. That's what I'm gonna end on. Subscribe.